Hey guys, it's Vic. Thanks for tuning back in. Really quick, I just wanted to do this quick video. We have some rain here in Texas. It's forecasted for all night tonight and all day tomorrow. And I wanted to take advantage of that. I figured that most of us have a cheap tent that we started out camping with or hiking with. Just like I have here, I have a Ozark Trail 2-person hiking tent. So I've seen reviews on YouTube and also online about these tents leaking in the rain. So I went out and I purchased this Coleman seam sealer for tents to seal up the seams to make it waterproof. And since it was going to rain here tonight and all day tomorrow, I figured this was a great opportunity to actually seal the tent and see if it's dry when we're all done with it. And I went ahead and sealed every part of the tent that had stitching on it. I sealed the tent and also the rain fly. This Coleman seam sealer says it needs to dry at a minimum of 2 hours at room temperature. I shouldn't have any problems with this tent since I sealed it this morning. All right guys, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the tent and then we're gonna make sure everything's good inside. I'm gonna show you that it's dry and then we'll check it afterwards and see if there's any water inside. All right, I got the Ozark Trail 2-man hiking tent set up per the instructions. I used all the equipment, including the stakes and the rain fly that came with the tent. After I put the tent up, I realized that everywhere I used the Coleman sealant, it kind of left this gunk behind and it's not completely clear. But the looks of the tent don't really matter to me as long as it keeps me dry. All right, let's go inside and check out the tent and make sure it's completely dry. All right. On all these cheap tents, you got to make sure these zippers unzip right and they don't get caught. That's one thing I realized. All right, so let's go inside here. You can see that it is completely dry. No water up at the front. No dirt, no water, no nothing. All right, so I sealed the tent this morning. It's dried for over 2 hours at room temperature. The tent is up per manufacturer's instructions. I have the rain fly on top, and I use this Coleman seam sealer on every seam on this tent. So I'm just gonna leave it set up just like it sits. We're gonna let Mother Nature do its thing, and we'll check back later and see if there's any water inside. All right, now we're back with the Ozark Trail tent. It's been 48 hours, and within that 48 hours, we've had a lot of rain and some heavy winds, and it's good to see that this tent is still standing up straight. All the tent stakes are still staked into the ground, nothing has come up, and there's even some water still left on top of the tent here. All right, it's deadline time, so now it's time to go into the tent and see if we would have got wet. All right, we're gonna get in the tent here. Just wanted to show you there's still water down here at the bottom of the tent too, not just the top. Let's go ahead and unzip it. Let's see. There's a little bit of water pooling up front here. I don't know if you can see that rolling down. It does look like it's wet in the corner. If that's wet or just a shadow, I don't know. It looks like it's wet in the corner, but it's actually dry to my hand, so. There's no other water in the tent, but just up at the front at the bottom here with that little pool down there. There's some more pooling in the middle of the tent. All right, well, we ended up having just water kind of up at the front of the tent here by the door. I think actually some of the water that was in the middle of the tent came from when I lifted up the tent to try to get the water to move to see where it was coming from. But the rest of the tent on the inside is dry. One other area that I think is an issue with the tent is when you close this door with these zippers up right in this area right here. We've got this protection supposed to be from the rain or wind for these zippers, and right in this spot right here, it always leaves this zipper open, so I'm not sure if any water actually got through there. Well, with not knowing exactly where the water came in, I think the Coleman seal worked pretty good. Well, to compare this tent with other Ozark Trail tent reviews that I've seen on YouTube and online, is I think it did pretty good. Now, is this something that I would use when I would go out hiking and knowing that there's going to be bad weather? Absolutely not. I don't want any water in my tent. I don't want to have to deal with it. Even though this is just a small amount of water and it probably could have been taken care of with just a towel, I still don't want to have to deal with that when I'm out hiking. I think if you're in a pinch and you have a tent that you don't know if it's going to be waterproof, it's a cheap tent, or you're just not sure if it's waterproof, using the Coleman seam sealer will actually help you so you don't have to have that much of a problem when you're out there. But for me, I'd rather just go buy a tent that I knew was waterproof or had great reviews, knowing that I'm not going to get wet inside the tent. Well, even though it did get wet inside, I think there are some pros for the tent. It is very inexpensive. It does come in a compact size where you can actually attach it maybe to the bottom of your hiking backpack. The tent did go up pretty easy, and everything that came with the kit fit together like it was supposed to. And with the hard rain and winds that we had over the weekend, and this thing is still sitting straight up, I think that's pretty good too. If I had a good trusted forecast for the weekend and I knew it wasn't going to rain or there might have been some light rain, then I definitely would take this out with me. So as we all know, living in Texas or maybe other parts of the country, the rain will come through without any notice. So what's safe for me is I'd rather have a tent that's actually been tested, that says it's waterproof and proven to be waterproof. Well, there you have it. It's the Ozark Trail 2-man hiking tent and the Coleman seam sealer. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, this weather was just coming in Texas. I figured it was a great opportunity to test this tent out and that seam sealer. If you have a way that you seal your tent or make another way that it's waterproof, then go ahead and share that in the description below so everybody can learn from it. Thanks again for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to pitch it, pop it, pull it, or seal it, and get into the outdoors. We'll catch you next time. Have a great day.